Hey guys, trying to record this a second time, to be honest, and see if it works this time. All right, this is what you guys should be able to do here. You should, number one, make sure that as you're doing these problems that we're going to see on the video, make sure you're recording all of your answers on the Google Sheet that's attached to the assignment. Okay, you'll see the Google Sheet. Remember, you actually have to open the assignment, and then there'll be a Google Sheet. It's already numbered 1 through 16. You're just going to have to put your answers then beside it. Two, make sure you watch the entire video, every second of it. Make sure you watch the entire thing. And the last thing, make sure you rewind specific examples if it's necessary. So if you don't get a problem, rewind it. Okay, go back, see it again. Okay, make sure you understand how it's being done. And also be ready to pause the video to complete problems when I ask you to do so. All right, so we're going to look at the different parts, multiply, divide, and then the scientific notation parts. I'll do my best to stay out of the way of the screen. Obviously, I'm not recording it in the way that I prefer to do it. So we're just going to have to make do and adjust. Won't work. There we go. All righty. All right, first thing we're going to be looking at here, we're going to be looking at multiplication. So remember what we talked about. Okay, our multiply rules. If I'm multiplying same bases, I need to make sure that I add the exponents. Okay, so first things first, look for the bases that are numbers. So I see, oh Lord Almighty, you got to help me out, Lord. Don't do this to me today. Don't do this to me right now. Don't do this to me right now. Okay, give it another try here. I got my 3. Just hope it works for us. Okay, there's our 3. Okay, that part's done. Now, my m's, as in monkey, are being multiplied. So I need to add all the exponents on those. That's a 1, a 4, and a 4. So for my m's, I have 1 plus 4 plus 4. Well, 1 plus 4 plus 4 is 9. So that'd be m to the 9th. For my n, as in no, okay, I need to add those exponents. That'd be negative 3 plus 4 plus negative 3. And that would be positive 4. And this would be my answer. Okay? You will have to type these in to your sheet, okay, your Google Sheet. Just a reminder, you can see it on the back chalkboard. I put some examples how to do it, but we would type this in 3m, and then just use the caret sign to mean it's next one. So m caret 9, so it means m to the 9th, and then n caret 4, that means n to the 4th. Okay. Number 2. Bases that are numbers first, so 3 and 2. 3 times 2, that's 6. Let me get this out of the way. That's 6. My x's are being multiplied, so I need to add those exponents. That'd be negative 2 plus negative 2. Negative 2 plus negative 2 is negative 4, so I have a negative exponent, so I'm going to write it as x to the 4th power. The y's are being multiplied, so I need to add those exponents. 3 plus 4. 3 plus 4 is positive 7. And that would be my answer. What I want you guys to do, I want you to pause the video, and I want you to do these 4 problems. I will end up going over these here in a second. All right, take a look here. I'm going to go quickly. Okay, 4 times 2, that's 8. With my x's, okay, add the exponents, negative 1 plus 3, that's positive 2. There's x squared. The y doesn't have a buddy, but it is a negative exponent. So I cannot leave it where it's at. I got to move it. Number 4. 4 times 4 is 16. With my b's, I'm adding my exponents. 4 plus negative 4, that's 0. Exponent of 0 means it's gone. Okay, so I don't need to write the b. Number 5. 2 times 2 times 3. That's 12. My b's, so that'd be b to the first plus b to the negative 2. Add those up. I get b to the negative 1, so I have b to the first on the bottom. My a's, so that'd be 4 plus negative 4 plus 4. That's going to be positive 4, so a to the fourth goes on top. And the last one, 2 times 3 is 6 with my x's. Remember, since I'm multiplying, I'm adding the exponents. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0, so the x's are gone. My y doesn't have a buddy, but it is a negative exponent, so I have to move it. Make sure I put that on the bottom of my fraction. Okay? Now, those are the multiply problems. Let's go ahead and look at the divide problems now. Okay, so we got transition in our heads. The rule's a little bit different. So when I'm dividing, okay, I've got to make sure my rule is if I'm dividing same bases, I need to subtract my exponents. So no numbers here to deal with, so no fraction to simplify. Okay? I have my y's, they're being divided. I need to make sure I'm doing the right subtraction problem. So this should be 4 minus negative 2. Well, minus the negative turns to plus, so that's going to end up being y to the 6. Now the problem here is this x doesn't have a buddy, okay? But it's a negative exponent, so I cannot leave this on the bottom where it's at. It's a negative exponent. I'm going to have to actually move that up. Now I'd have x to the fourth, okay, on top. Number 8, deal with the fraction first. 3 over 3 is a fraction. That simplifies to be 1. Now, I'm not going to write the number 1. You can write the number 1 if you want, okay, but I'm not going to do it. The y's are being divided. So for the y's, I have 1 plus, excuse me, I did it right there. Okay, if you're not thinking, very easy to do. Y's are divided, I need to subtract my exponents. So it's 1 minus negative 2. Well, minus a negative then turns to plus, so I'd have y to the third. With my x's that are being divided, I have 2 minus a negative 3. Minus a negative turns to plus. That ends up being x to the fifth. Okay? Now, again, I want you guys to pause the video, and I want you to do these 4 problems. Okay, our answers. For number 9, we got to be careful. This is actually a fraction. It's 1/2. Okay, so I'm not going to put the 1, but that's 1/2. If you want to put the 1, you can. For the x's, 4 minus 0 is 4, so I have x to the fourth on the top. For the y's, 4 minus negative 1. That's positive 5. And that would be my answer. For number 10, 2 over 1, so that simplifies to be just 2. My x's, I have 2 minus a negative 3. Minus negative is plus, so that's x to the fifth. With the y's, put the y's down here, I have negative 2 minus 4. Well, negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. So I'm going to be putting y to the 6 on the bottom. Number 11, the fraction. 2/3 cannot be simplified, so it's still 2/3. Okay, make my fraction bar a little longer here. My a's are divided, so I need to subtract the exponents. Negative 1 minus negative 3. Minus a negative is plus. So that's going to be a squared. For my b's, I have negative 4 minus a negative 4. Well, minus negative turns to plus, and that's 0. So I would not have a b in my answer. Remember, if I get b to the 0 power, it's gone. Okay, that just equals 1. Number 12, 3 over 2 is 3 over 2. Okay? Now my y's are being divided. So I have 4 minus negative 2. Minus negative turns to plus, so I'd have y to the 6. The x here does not have a buddy. Okay? But it's already a positive exponent, so leave him alone. Okay? He stays right where he's at, on the bottom. And those are my 4 answers. Now the other types of problems that we're going to have are the scientific notation ones. So let's take a look here first. Multiplication. Now I'm going to do this first one here. Remember the rules? Okay, are basically the same. Our answers need to finish in scientific notation. So I'm first looking at what are my numbers that don't have exponents. That's the 9.6 and the 9, so better multiply that out. 9.6 times 9, that's 86.4. My base 10s are being multiplied. So I need to add their exponents. 6 plus 7 is 13. And then we have what I'll say is the Goldilocks rule. Is it too big? Is it too little? Or is it just right? Okay? And when I look at this number in front, when I look at that number right there is too big. Okay? That's 86. It needs to be 1 through 9. So, since that's too big, big numbers get positive exponents. So I'm going to have to add some exponents to it. Move one space, add one exponent. So this becomes 8.64 times 10 to the 14th. Okay? But you pause the video and do number 14 on your own. Okay, number 14. 9 times 6.2. 55.8. The 10s are being multiplied, so I need to add those exponents. 3 plus 2 is 5. And this number right here is too big. Okay, too big. Big numbers get positive exponents. So I'm going to be adding some here. Move one space, add one exponent. Get 5.58 times 10 to the 6th power. Okay. The last type here are the division ones. Okay, and we have to transition our head to our division problems. Remember, when we are dividing, we are going to be subtracting our exponents. Subtracting. So, numbers that are bases. So, bases that are numbers that don't have exponents. The 5.9 and the 6 don't have exponents. That's just a regular division problem. So, I need to divide that out. So 5.9 divided by 6, and I'm getting a long decimal. So I'm going to have to do some rounding here. I have 0.98, and then it's 3333333. I'm going to just stop right there. That's where it's rounded. 4 or less, let it rest. With my base 10s, they are divided, so I need to make sure that I subtract these exponents. So it's 3 minus negative 9. Minus negative is plus. So that's 10 to the 12th. Gotta look at this number. Okay? Remember, it needs to be 1 to 10. That's a 0, so this is too little. Okay? If the little numbers, when we're talking the itty bitty numbers, they have negative exponents. So, to fix this, I need some negative exponents. Move it one space, put a negative 1 on there. This becomes 9.833 times 10 to the 11th. Last one here. I want you to pause, and I want you to do this one on your own. All right, let's take a look here. 4.1 divided by 1.5. It's a repeating decimal, so I'm going to have to round it. I'm just going to stop right there, 2.733 times 10. I'm dividing, so I need to make sure that I subtract my exponents. 9 minus negative 5. Minus negative 5 becomes plus 5, and that's 14. Check out your number in front. And for this one, okay, Goldilocks rules. Is it too big, too little, or just right? The number in front is a 2. Good to go. Okay, this is my answer. Okay, now, you guys are going to have to make sure, again, make sure you're filling out the Google Sheet that went along with this. Okay, you're going to be doing a worksheet here in a little bit. Okay, before you do that, I need you to do something on your piece of paper. Well, make sure you watch the whole video. If you watch the whole video, you're going to write this down. Make sure you type this on your Google Sheet somewhere. I love algebra. Okay? I love algebra. Okay, now make sure you guys, you're done with the video, you got that turned in, okay, the Google Sheet turned in. You're going to have a worksheet that you need to start working on. Okay, remember, power assignments on Monday, and we will see you guys on Monday. Bye.